Sysco is a North American food service operator serving approximately 425,000 restaurants, healthcare and educational facilities.
Right, so the first and most important thing is to understand we're talking about Sysco, S-Y-S-C-O.
Not Sysco, the maker of technology
networks
elements.
and switches and all of that stuff, which is spelled
Routers
C-I-S-C-O.
and switches.
So this is a company founded in the late 70s in Houston, Texas, and it's one of the world's largest players in food services. So that's just the preparation and delivery and distribution of food products with a network of warehouses and cold storage and all of that stuff.
Market cap here is $26.5 billion US, a PE of 29.5 and a dividend yield of 2.6%. Shall we start with the share price graph?
Yes, why not? It doesn't look bad at all. It's not too far from its all-time high, although it has fallen back a bit. Its all-time high, I think, was around $54 a share. Yeah.
So at $48, are clients of yours exposed to this one, Paul?
I had a careful look at it myself because we liked Bidcorp so much. We thought, well, what is there globally that's in the same space? Look, it's done well. The only concern I would have is it does have a little bit of a sensitivity to economic cycles and fuel prices.
And
but I'm jumping the gun.
It's very North America centric, I guess, so you do get exposure to US growth. And they have been growing steadily by acquisition. One of their most recent acquisitions, US Foods, which was blocked actually on antitrust grounds, so they're having to expand more into Europe, I guess more into Bidcorp's territory now. They recently bought Brake Brothers in the UK.
But still significant growth opportunities for this one.
Yes, they have a big market share in the US, so I think it's more about the secular growth. So they are exposed to economic cycles. I mean, there is good growth, but it will wax and wane to some extent. For example, their recent quarterly results numbers were good because more of cost cutting. The revenue was a little bit below expectation, which gives you a sense of just some of the pressures on the growth side.
Yes,
Paul,
look.
You looked at this one, but you didn't decide to buy into it?
I haven't bought any yet. I've been sort of wondering. As far as it goes, you know what's interesting about it is it's the largest player, like 425,000 touch points. You said the low margin business they get is from things like hospitals, schools, you know, where they supply prepared foods for the lunch, you know, dining halls and so on, old age homes, hospitals. The higher margin stuff is when they've got like a craft restaurant, you know, which has got specific requirements for Kobe beef or grain-fed chicken, where they can really up the margins. But the point is there's only a certain number of those kinds of customers. And the concern just generally is what will happen to their margins if the economy in the US cools off a little bit, and or critically if fuel prices rise, because they've had a massive benefit with crude oil prices going down and fuel costs coming down. Because as you can imagine, with a fleet of trucks, that's like their biggest single cost.
So are you saying that you're not positive on sustained growth in the US economy?
But here's another interesting nugget for you. Do you know that this was the company that approached Bidvest 2 or 3 years ago and said, we want to buy your food services business? And because they wanted to expand globally. And then Brian Joffe and his colleagues said, well, that's nice, but actually we'd like to
do it ourselves.
And that's where
they
the split of the business
and that's
came
where
from.
they've created such a great shareholder value for everybody who's been in the Bidvest story. Hot or not, Rowan?
Yeah, again, it's highly rated. It's sort of at a market perform type level. I'm a bit concerned about markets globally, a Fed rate hike, so I'm going to again say not hot.
Paul, hot or not, sir?
I'm picking up a theme here, huh?
Yes, we do have a theme. Rowan is pretty consistent.
You know, I think I'm going to go with hot on this one because the trend towards dining out is very strong. So I'm going to stick my neck out and go hot on Sysco, yes.